Hello, everyone, and welcome to Got Thrones, a Game of Thrones podcast. I am your host, Alexandra August, and with me, as ever, is my our co-host, Johnny Kolazinski.
Hello, everyone. It is good to be back after so much time away from Night of the Seven Kingdoms, which was amazing and you should watch.
Yes, yes, yes. We have returned to do some podcasting ahead of this upcoming season of House of the Dragon, season 3. You can find us on Got Thrones at Instagram. You can find us at Got Thrones Podcast on YouTube, and you can find us at Got_Thrones on TikTok, and obviously where you're listening to this now, wherever you get your podcasts. Johnny, do you want to tell everyone what it is we have planned ahead of this like monumental season 3 of House of the Dragon?
Yeah. So season 3 of House of the Dragon is coming out on an undisclosed date in June. And on our way to it, we figured we were gonna do a little recap, but not like a huge deep dive like we normally do. We're just gonna do like bite-sized episodes, tell you what we thought, tell you, what what we think you should know going into it. Basically, we're gonna watch it so you don't have to,
Mm-hmm,
because
mm-hmm.
I have thoughts on House of the Dragon.
Yeah, like think of like a rewatch, but like a Cliff's Notes
Yeah,
version. Yeah,
yeah,
we're aiming for like, 20 to 30-minute episodes just to give everyone an idea. We're going to make sure that those include a recap, obviously a little bit of discussion, where some, fun points in some of our segments, and then also some character tracking because there's just simply an overwhelming amount of people and they get up to so much trouble.
because we
Uh,
need to know where Jason Lannister is at any point in time.
we really need to know where Jason Lannister is. And the
He needs an
the,
air
the
tag.
first episode, the first 3 episodes cover, like, as we ever all well know, like nearly
Like
15 years.
5 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a lot.
I
But
have thoughts.
yeah, guys, it's a lot, I think, is some of our general reactions to dipping back into like season 1. But you know what? It's a lot for us, so you don't have to. So it doesn't have to be a lot
Yeah.
for you. Because
Here's
like
my thought. The show's not fun, so we will be.
we will be. Yeah. Yeah. So like I don't know that everybody, if you by all means, if you want to rewatch the series with us and tune in and engage with us on our socials and any of our podcast platforms, by all means please do that. We want to engage with you, but also like this is 18 hours of content. So like what
Yeah.
we're also trying to do is for those of you who do not have the time to wade back into this like collegiate Game of Thrones series. We get it. Let us help.
Yeah. But I do want to say, for all of the people like myself, the cis white dudes listening to the podcast, I will get one thing wrong every episode, just so you can chime in and correct me. I'm here for you.
So yeah, let's launch into it. Johnny, do you want to tell them what
Yeah.
episode we're starting with?
We thought it would be really great to start with season 2, episode 4, but we didn't. We're gonna do the pilot instead. Just for we're not gonna Firefly this. We're gonna go in order. So we are starting with the pilot, the Heirs of the Dragon, because screw you, let's have more hot D abbreviations. Yeah, which originally aired all the way back in 2022.
I remember going to the Comic-Con before this premiered. They were doing the
It was
hashtag
everywhere.
Hot D everywhere, and I was like,
And we
you're
loved
not
it.
Hot D. Oh my god! All right, man. You know what? You
We
gotta lean
loved
into
it.
Sometimes the easiest abbreviation is not, the most dignified, but people gotta know what you're talking about.
Also, Alex is the one running our social media now, so she knows all this stuff.
She's putting stuff online. I don't know what that comes with knowledge, but occasionally it comes with engagement, which is what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Speaking of engagement, something that we thought would be fun to do in terms of our recap would be, instead of just kind of reading out a recap from the wiki or something or going through beat by beat, we thought we would give you guys instead competitive 7-sentence recaps.
A trial by 7, if you will.
Yes, a recap that is in fact a trial by 7. You'll get it. You're going to love it. But we've each written down that we've recapped this tremendously dense episode that covers quite literally a decade. So many people and so many political machinations and just so many major events. So we've summarized it in 7 sentences, and we are going to share them with one another. We say competitive, but I don't know who's going to determine like who wins. I don't think it's
The universe. The
karma.
audience wins, Alexandra. The
That's true.
audience wins.
That's true.
Also, we tested this with 5 sentences, and then I was really excited, and I did,
He
7
scared,
sentences.
he scared me a little. You go first.
You want me to get started? Okay. Every good series starts with a voiceover, and this is no different. A voiceover tells us that King Jaehaerys didn't have any living sons, so they're having a conclave. They choose the unqualified white dude, Viserys, over the better actor, Rhaenys. Fast forward a decade, and Viserys is excited to be having a boy so that his daughter Rhaenyra doesn't go through that exact same bullshit. It's okay, though, because no matter what happens, she has her best friend Alicent by her side. Meanwhile, Viserys' brother, Doctor Who, basically invents the Westerosi ice and also hits on his niece a lot. Oops, Viserys has a baby and the baby mama both die. Doctor Who throws his own little wake, but he's kind of a dick, so he gets disinherited. Rhaenyra is named heir and then gets pitched the plot line of the original Game of Thrones series in a basement.
Bam. That felt incredibly thorough and was much more thorough than mine. I think she liked it. I feel like she would have published A Song of Ice and Fire.
Oh, yeah, no, she was really into it. She's like, there's family lore I don't know about? Other than us marrying our siblings? There's things we keep secret, but also we marry our siblings? Maybe we lead with the other thing.
It's like you grew up in a cult and then you're 12 and like you start to know, you're like, why do we dress like this?
Yeah.
Are we sure about all of the I have questions. I feel like Rhaenyra's got questions.
Alexandra,
Yes.
do you have 7 sentences for me?
I do have 7 sentences for you.
I would love to hear them.
Number 1, men elect man over more qualified woman. Number 2, 9 years later, that same man decides to throw his pregnant wife a party she definitely did not ask for. But who doesn't want a family reunion the day they're giving birth? Number 3, problematic uncle is problematic but somehow sexy. Number 4, all the men in charge want more men in charge, so when the wife breaks down without producing the necessary deliverable, the situation must be addressed. And number 5, the man who threw his wife that party feels terrible, so he tries to make up for it by giving his daughter a present. Number 6, daughter's BFF's dad gets her this like amazing internship. And then number 7, progressive aunt and uncle visit.
As the California aunt and uncle that come to town, they are absolutely the California aunt and uncle that come to town.
They live in a Craftsman. They know Frank Lloyd Wright. They're friends with Julia Child. Like Rhaenys is the Julia Child of her family, I feel like.
Yeah. Rhaenys actually uses her MFA.
She's a sculptor. Like she's got a studio.
But also, Corlys had that shipping and operations startup that did pretty well, so.
That's true. You know who they remind me of? They remind me of Peter Gallagher and his wife on the OC, the mom and dad. A little bit because the Valyrians were never dragon holders. They were not the wealthiest people and they built their own stuff up via their ship. So, you know, if you watched OC, you understand that like Sandy was like a public defender and then he got to be a fancy lawyer because he married money. Yeah.
Honestly, first 3 episodes of House of the Dragon, very Republican.
Jason Lannister.
Jason fucking Lannister.
Jason fucking Lannister. Jason fucking Lannister is the new Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. That's who he is. It's getting confirmed this week.
Oh my god. Jason Lannister absolutely had a Fox Business show.
Oh god,
he
did.
3.5 years.
He dated a lot of progressive girls at school, though.
He did.
Overall, okay, so like, what was you didn't stick around with this show throughout the first season.
I made it through the first season almost against my will. No, there's no fun. That is my entire opinion of House of the Dragon, especially coming off of Night of the Seven Kingdoms. There is absolutely no fun. It is, we are serious and have CGI, and you better fucking enjoy it.
That is really true. I was thinking today that like nobody is rewarded for any choice they make. There's a lot of
No,
people who make what I would be considered really great choices. Like really like a lot of Viserys, he just bothers me because I feel like he doesn't have quite enough backbone, but like and he also just like kind of smacks of his own privilege, but at the same time I'm like he does like do right by his daughter, or at the very least he really tries. And
he's the only
like
one making good decisions, and
yeah,
so his suffering comes from,
the sister like yeah.
Westerosi leprosy instead of his own hubris.
That's another thing we should be tracking is the progression of like his decomp.
Yeah, but we only have to
Because
do it for like 4 or 5 episodes.
you'd think it goes on longer.
Oh my god. I mean, I love this show, and keep
Spoilers.
watching it and listening, friends. Like and subscribe.
Spoilers are.
Like and
I
subscribe.
I think that too, like essentially, like it's not a good show. As I'm watching it again, it's well built, and given the ground they cover, they do it pretty well. The way that this would have worked for me the best personally is if we got Night of the Seven Kingdoms in 2026, and that was the show that we got after Game of Thrones, and then we got House of the Dragon in like 2028 or something, because then I would be
Yeah.
hungry for this kind of lore and this density and this depravity a little bit, or this glamour, I guess. A little glamour. The clothes are
Even
great.
if we got Night of the Seven Kingdoms in 2022, 2023, and then we were doing this now, as Industry is out, the tail end of Succession's done. Like, we've had our dour shows. We
Yeah.
always need a dour show. Euphoria is coming back, and we can have that. But I was going to say that in 2022, we didn't need the downer because life was such a downer. But also, I think Chernobyl came out in 2022, and that was perfect.
It's,
So,
you need different varieties of downer, you know?
mhm.
Like Daenerys did not survive Game of Thrones because she like didn't quite learn the right lessons. I was not really ready to see more Targaryens just like one by one not learn the right lessons. And guys, I tried to read about the Dance with the Dragons in the giant delightful Wikipedia book that was Fire and Blood, and honestly, like they just kept dropping like flies. It was
Yeah.
too much. Um
I feel like this series is just, we have too many Targaryens. Let's get rid of some.
Which is like a lot of the English line of succession in like the
That's
14th,
fair.
15th,
That's
16th
fair.
century. Yeah, 17th century. It's just like there's simply too many people with claims to the throne.
And to George's credit, he is a historian.
Yeah, yeah.
Amateur, but like he is basing this on, oh yeah, no, the real world is this fucked up too. But what if there's dragons?
Yeah, what if they had
Inbreeding
like
and
nuclear
dragons.
weapons? Which
Yeah.
when like they start talking about, so the stepstones they introduce in this episode, and the stepstones are basically why they're important is that they represent this very important trading route. Like a certain trading route, I don't know, that right now feels pretty actionable
Yeah.
on the
The
way.
Strait of the Stepstones.
Yes, the Strait of the Stepstones is
Or the
introduced here,
Stepstones
and
of Hormuz.
yes,
Or
the free
I'm
cities.
running it like there's no metaphors here.
I don't know. You guys got it. What were
Yeah.
the comparison we're making? But yeah, so yeah, I think that like you think that covers your overall reactions. Is there anything else?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. My overall reactions are the prequel aspect of this season
mhm.
lasts a lot longer than I thought.
It's like I don't. You
Because
could
right
call
now
it.
we're getting, it's Millie Alcock, and I thought for 3 episodes, but I think it's actually 6, something like that.
But yeah, like what's the prequel part? Like, because
Yeah,
there's the prequel at the top of the pilot, and then 10 years later, and then there's 6 months later, and 2 years later in successive episodes, and there's going to be another jump. So it's like it's the whole season's kind of a prequel, but like again, another one of my
yeah,
points of view about this whole thing was like this should have been 2 seasons.
yes.
Like, and it would have been really, and like not to always be, well, it
The
should have been
Crab
this.
King, like that could have been a season or half of a season on its own.
This episode, my main kind of point of view on it is that it is dense and there's a tremendous amount here, and everyone's really good, and the scenery is really good, and the
Hmm.
clothes are really good, and the dragons are really good, and it's all very interesting. Um, and there's just so much of it. Like I'm intimidated by how much information and context we're given. Like what is time? What is all? And like I'm not unenjoying it. It's just I'm seeing why I will go to my grave saying like the timing is kind of what has killed the reception of this show.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Well, I 75% heartedly agree. I also just think that they do too much. There is too much story and not enough. happening
Development
because we have
almost.
to get everyone into place so that we can jump 6 months, so we can jump 3 years, so we can jump, I don't remember how many years for the next episode, so
Yeah,
that we can replace our two main characters
nothing can breathe.
with people we can show naked.
With that, I think we can pop into our tracking boards right now. Let's introduce those before we get into our
Yeah,
segment.
let's go to the wall.
Yes, we will go to the wall. Gonna go to the wall, guys, which is not as high as Casterly Rock, which I think is bullshit, and I would like a fact check on. Um, of this. So guys, when we say tracking boards, because there's like 12 billion people here and they all do different shit and like a ton of that in the same episode, we're going to check in every episode with a little character tracking board, as we've said, to the wall. Envision Charlie from Always
Yeah.
Sunny, like trying to tie everybody together. We want to make sure that you leave these episodes knowing which characters were introduced, if any of them got married, whatever, and which characters died. So hopefully that'll help everyone who's listening, including us, keep track of like all the Valerians and the Valyrians and the Targaryens and Otto running around.
Yeah. We got
So
King
like
Viserys.
we've got King Viserys, we have his wife Emma, we've got
Or
their
now.
daughter for now, their daughter Rhaenyra, and then who is on the small council?
We've got a Beesbury. We've got Corlys Valerian, who's master of ships. We've got Hand of the King, Otto Hightower, who is absolutely just supportive and not going to manipulate things later.
And Otto Hightower is the dad of Rhaenyra's BFF and her probably one of her ladies in waiting, Alicent Hightower, who is a good girl and she's a people pleaser and I relate to her a lot. I like their journeys are so interesting to me because Rhaenyra does not play by the rules and Alicent does. And they have
Alicent has the rule book with her at all times.
At all times, and she's good at it.
Check.
Yeah, because Alicent is very good at understanding, at reading a room and knowing kind of everybody's place within it and what is available to her. So, which is pretty cool. And then we meet Prince Daemon, who is
Matt Smith, Viserys' brother.
Doctor Who.
Yeah. The one good wig in the show.
The one good wig in the show. Yep, we'll say that. He's also got a fabulous girl. Her name is Missaria. She's played by Sonoya Mizuno, and I love everything about her but her accent. Which is a me problem.
But also, it's a season 1 of Game of Thrones problem.
Also that.
We need to have a prostitute with a uncomfortable accent.
We do need that is a lot of shade right there, man. We also
I'm actually kind of sad that Red from Night of the Seven Kingdoms didn't sound like she was from Jersey now.
I am still I was looking over our conspiracy theories and I'm still on nobody's proved me wrong that nobody's proved to me that Red is not a faceless man. Yeah, I mean look at that upward mobility. I don't even,
Okay.
And then I think the only other person we didn't mention specifically is Eve Best as Princess Rhaenys Targaryen, who is the very qualified woman that the Westerosi novels were like, no thanks. And her husband is Viserys, Master of Ships. So they're all in pretty good standing when the story starts. And she's got great hair. Ugh. I love like a Grand Dame Targaryen. Like, oof. Did anybody get married?
Not in this episode. We did have one marriage that was broken up, but that's because of a Balerion section.
Yes. Oh, you see what he did there, folks. Queen Emma. She, again, was one of those characters that you're like, you're entirely too good for this world. Very Myrcella energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Emma dies, and it's pretty brutal. They cut straight from that scene to her pyre, and then I believe that's when Otto's like, so who are you going to remarry?
Sorry, to the roast.
Yes.
Thank you, Night of the Seven Kingdoms.
You just want like Lionel Baratheon there, like with an apple, just kind of roasting it.
I just want Lionel Baratheon's Malcolm in the Middle monologues during all of House of the Dragon.
I would like it if Lenny B was just in general like the gossip girl of all Westeros, like Game of Thrones.
The Lady Whistlebottom.
It's Whistledown, but that's adorable.
Sticking with it, keeping it.
Okay, so we have our main cast introduced. Nobody gets married, but there's a lot of talk of that for obvious reasons because somebody gets single, and it's the king because his wife dies, and so does his son.
Yeah.
And that's obviously, among many other things, what sets everything into motion. There's a lot of, and also Daemon joking about that baby makes it so Daemon cannot be heir to the throne, and so puts Rhaenyra in place, which is very frustrating for Daemon, who thought he was doing a great job as the new head of ICE in Westeros.
Yeah, as Christy Nome.
with better hair.
I feel like he
Unless
should have
surgery.
recognized that dead baby jokes were so AC 291 and not AC 311. That is a joke about the dating convention of Game of Thrones, for those of you who
This
are
is what,
confused by
guys,
that.
I know, but like, this is what happens. This is universal. This is what happens when you do not grow up with consequences. This is what
Yeah,
happens. Like,
yeah.
it's not a secret.
You
Sorry.
either get disinherited and no longer are in line for the Iron Throne, or you move to Austin. It's one of two things.
This is one of two things. One of two things. All right, Johnny, in this episode, who won, who lost in the pilot of House of the Dragon? Who slayed? Who got cut?
Okay. I'm going to go with, as far as who slayed, Rhaenyra. In that, number one, she got moved up in the line of succession, but also she got to hear the cool family lore story.
I think you're right. Rhaenyra, at the end of the day, has one of the better outcomes of this. Ends it on a more triumphant note than a lot of people. Who was your, who got cut?
So as we were pitching this, I specifically said Viserys because who got cut? He literally got cut by the Iron Throne, which rejects those who are unsuited to sit upon it. So he literally got cut, and that might be how he got the Westerosi leprosy. We don't know.
I don't know. I think the Iron Throne is like, when people show you who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
And like, that was,
You're kind of lame. Like, you're not.
you suck.
Yeah. Also, this is our Iron Throne voice, apparently.
Do you think the Iron Throne is friends with the Sorting Hat? There's like a magic.
No, actually, I think that they were rivals. And the Iron Throne kind of shows up at the high school reunion saying, "Look at me, you fucking hat.
Look at me. Look at my franchise. Look at my franchise. My franchise is
nobody's
fine
saying
with
that
genders."
Yeah. Nobody's saying that I'm problematic. And also,
Right
I'm not
now.
sure if you caught all of the incest.
All of the incest. We support trans rights. Incest.
Yeah. So Viserys is the trope namer of this, but also like Daemon did his best, and still, basically because of a live mic episode and locker room talk, got canceled.
You're leading into, yes, Daemon did definitely get canceled. And I will respond to that the same way I respond to all people who bitch about their cancellations, which is like, that shit's accountability culture and you shouldn't have been a piece of shit. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Sorry. At least you don't have the internet in Westeros. But like, that does lead me to my cut, the person who I did not think came out the best in this episode, and that is Mysaria, because she hitched her wagon to the wrong Targaryen, and I just don't want so much fucking better for her. Ugh. She's a queen.
She should have hitched her wagon to his niece, who he brought to the brothel.
Yes, she should have. That would be the choice. Don't worry, season 2 comes along.
As far as things we're glossing over in this episode, his niece, who he brought to the brothel.
To his favorite brothel.
But still less problematic than J.K. Rowling.
Still, by a country mile. And then who I had win for the episode was Aegon the Conqueror, because, man, that mission still goes strong. Like, just hit one more generation with it. He had one job. He continues to do it.
What is time in this series?
At all. And then, so who's our most valuable parent this episode?
Gotta give it to Viserys. He's a girl dad.
He is a girl.
He's putting her in a place where she will succeed, giving her all the support she needs. I love the very opening moment of them together of, "Oh, you're my cupbearer. Well, someone should fill the cups." And it's just like it's a cute dad moment.
And then, so for my MVP, my most valuable parent, I want to toss some love to Corlys and Rhaenys, because their children are well be fucking behaved. They know how to sit
for that
and enjoy a tournament and not to start any bullshit at someone else's house. And I cannot say the same for a lot of other children on this series.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say about that.
That is the only time we saw, other than Starks, any children at a tournament that didn't ruin everything. That's brilliant.
But I think that gets us to our first episode.
Yeah. Again, like, okay, rewatching the pilot, I was optimistic about maybe I misjudged this show.
Mm-hmm.
A lot happened, but I came off of this episode optimistic.
Good. And yeah, folks, we're going to probably release these a handful at a time. So listen at your leisure. You will see us on the interwebs, make stupid videos, and chatting in various comment sections across Reddit and other social platforms. Absolutely. And we are planning on doing this right up until the premiere of House of the Dragon. We might have another roundtable episode or another like cast and characters kind of run down a little bit closer, just in case not all of you want to mainline another 18 hours of content regarding the show before season 3 drops. So either way, we've got you covered. And we're really looking forward to this.
Yeah. Thanks, folks, for listening, and we will talk soon.
See you soon.